Welcome to Tech of the Month, your lowdown on all the latest products, gadgets and gizmos to arrive at the BikeRadar HQ. In this episode, Stan will be talking you through a gravel wheel set from Italian giants Campagnolo and some striking kit that you might have seen racing around the roads of France in the last few weeks. Then Oscar has something that might interest the home mechanics amongst you. But before all of that, I'll tell you about a bike featuring a motor that could change the e-mountain bike landscape. If you like the sound of that, then subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This month we've seen Trek launch their new lightweight mid-powered EMTB, the Fuel EXe. Why is this so exciting? Well, if you've tried an e-bike and love what they have to offer but don't get on with their weight or handling, then this bike could potentially change all of that. Trek set out to create an EMTB with a very natural feel and one more akin to that of a regular bike, and that's no easy task. To create this machine, Trek have partnered with the little known and relatively new to the bike industry brand TQ. Better known in the robotics and aerospace industries, but passionate cyclists, TQ were keen to launch themselves into the bike industry. For those of you who love mountain bike tech, it's the motor that's the headline act here, so let me tell you about that first. The HBR50 drive unit is seriously compact and weighs just 1,835 grams. It's designed to offer a very natural feel when putting down the power and is almost completely silent too. And thanks to that compact size, Trek didn't need to compromise on geometry, which is why the Fuel EXe's proportions are seriously appealing on paper. The motor pumps out 50 Nm of torque with a peak power of 300 watts. For comparison, the Levo SL from Specialized dishes out just 35 Nm, while the Orbea Rise trumps both with 60 Nm, but uses a full-size custom-tuned Shimano EP8 motor to do so. There's a removable 360 watt-hour battery in the downtube, and Trek offer a 160 watt-hour range extender that slots neatly into the bottle cage if you're keen on riding even further. All in, the bike I have here weighs just over 19 kilos. It's built with bigger rotors and tougher tyres to better deal with e-bike demands, which is no bad thing. Okay, enough of the details now, so why have I picked this as my Tech of the Month? While I love e-bikes, there's no denying they offer a different ride experience compared to a regular bike. The Fuel EXe, however, bridges the gap between full-on e-bikes and non-assist machines and could well be the very best of both when out on the trail. Sure, Specialized Turbo Levo SL and their Canevo SL, along with Orbea's Rise, are all great bikes, but the Fuel EXe might well be even better. Yes, the motor does give you a hand on the ups, but it's not the overpowering focus, and my lord, this thing is seriously quiet. That means you still get many of those e-bike advantages that we love. I mean, who doesn't want to get more off-road laps in during their lunch break? But it handles more like a trail bike when it matters, which only adds to the ride experience. So is this the dawning of a new era? Well, yes, I think so, and this bike certainly puts Trek as a frontrunner in this category. Of course, Trek have had the advantage of following on from what other brands have done already, which is no doubt a big help, but the execution of the Fuel EXe is seriously impressive and could help to pave the way for a whole new crop of mid-assist bikes over the coming years. But that's just a little taster of what's to come. Keep your eyes on the channel because I'll have an in-depth review coming soon.
This is the Campagnolo Levante wheel set, the Italian brand's first ever set of dedicated gravel wheels. Designed to complement Campagnolo's gravel group set E-Car, the Levante pairs tech from the brand's other wheels but with a few added extras to meet the demands of off-road riding. The Levante uses Campagnolo's Hulk carbon fibre and C-Lux finish, just like Campagnolo's Bora Ultra WT road wheels. Hulk stands for handmade ultralight carbon. The technology is said to help the Levante wheels achieve strength, stiffness and low weights for a confident ride without harshness. C-Lux, short for Campagnolo Luxury, is a finish which Campagnolo says is smooth enough not to require lacquer, helping to save weight. The finish is said to make seating gravel bike tyres easier and to reduce abrasion on the tyre bead. Campagnolo says the Levante is versatile thanks to its two-way fit rim profile, which means the wheelset is compatible with tubeless and clincher tyres. The 25mm internal width can fit 38mm to 76mm gravel tyres, and the 30mm rim depth makes the wheels suitable for gravel racing and bike packing, according to Campagnolo. To make the wheels easily serviceable and suitable for adventure riding, Campagnolo has used cup and cone bearings and straight pull spokes. Campagnolo has introduced a new rim standard on the Levante, called the mini hook. It says this small lip on the rim avoids the complications of matching hookless rims with compatible tyres only, while delivering the benefits of hookless designs, which include being able to run lower tyre pressures. Campagnolo has opted to etch the wheels rather than use decals, and the design pays homage to E-car. It even has the coordinates for the E-car mountain in Italy, which gives Campagnolo's gravel wheel set its name. The wheels have an RRP of £1,350, $1,899 or €1,575. If you want to know more about the E-car gravel group set, then there's a link in the description. If you've been watching the Tour de France, it's likely you've already seen the latest Rapha and Palace skateboards collaboration, because frankly, how could you miss it? The brands first collaborated for the 2020 Giro d'Italia, where the EF men's team wore a switch-out kit featuring a headache-inducing, fever dream pattern and cartoon duck. Now, they have created a new kit for the Tour de France and the Tour de France Femme. The design features a green creature which takes some decryption. Is it a dragon, a lizard or a dinosaur? Let us know in the comments. There's also a Venus symbol, amongst other Gaudi features. Rapha says the kit righteously celebrates the Tour Femme, which will start on the final day of the men's Tour de France and is the first edition of the race in more than 30 years. Cannondale, the bike provider to EF Education-EasyPost and EF Education-TIBCO SVB, has also collaborated with Palace for the two races, leaking a new super slice time trial bike in the process. The kit and a range of casual clothes went on sale to Rapha Cycling Club members via the Rapha website and to the general public via Palace Skateboards website on the 15th of July. Many of the products were sold out only a few days later, but at the time of filming at least, you can still pick up the limited edition Crocs. What do you think of the kit? Is this the kind of fun-loving design that road cycling needs, or do you think Rapha needs to rein in its designers? Let us know in the comments below.
It's often said, if you buy cheap, you buy twice, but you certainly couldn't say that about Abbey Bike Tools. The brand has a track record of reimagining and perfecting the designs of many common workshop bicycle tools. But, as you might expect, its tools are more, well, premium options. I'll tell you about the brand's most recent product in a moment, but let me tell you about one of their initial creations first, the hanger alignment gauge, or the HAG. Abbey confidently says the HAG is the last hanger tool you'll ever have to buy, and that's quite a tall claim. With the increase in gears now reaching up to 13 speed of Campagnolo EXe, hanger alignment is ever more crucial. Why is hanger alignment important? Well, if your derailleur hanger is even a little bit off, it'll almost certainly affect the shifting quality. However, there's no getting around the price. This machined gizmo costs an eye-watering £210, or $185 if you're in the US. Despite the tall asking price, I'd argue it's worth it, as there is virtually no slop in the tool. Cheaper options will always have more play, which affects accuracy in use, and if it isn't accurate, then what's the point? Unlike older tool designs, the rotating head allows you to clear obstacles such as pannier racks, so you don't need to remove the gauge and then reattach it to take an alternate reading. It's also serviceable and is significantly more compact than other hanger alignment tools. There's no coincidence that newer derailleur hanger tools are clearly indebted to the HAG's design. Now let's move on to the lever setter. In my opinion, a genius solution for ensuring gear and brake levers are optimally set. If they're not aligned, this can lead to fit issues and discomfort when riding. Typically, the best way to check both levers are at the same height and angle is to remove the handlebar and install the levers on a level surface. However, this can be challenging when the cable's already installed, meaning you have to resort to, well, less accurate methods. The lever setter does away with this problem and, in my opinion, makes perfect lever placement a cinch, as you can dial it to the millimetre. To use the tool, simply remove your stem top cap and thread the lever setter in its place. The lever setter can then be used with the HAG tool to measure lever placement, using the indicator arm of the hanger tool to make finer checks as you near lever placement nirvana. Abbey says the lever setter can be used with other derailleur hanger tools and will work best when there is at least one 5mm spacer above the stem, which you should be running anyway to avoid crushing or fracturing the steerer tube. The asking price of £38 or $35 may seem on the steep side for what is ostensibly a very nicely machined piece of metal. But if you're a home fettler like myself, who's regularly building or adjusting bikes, this is a key new piece to add to your toolbox. What do you think of Abbey's tools? Would you pay the best part of £250 for them, or do you prefer to align your levers using more homespun methods? Let us know in the comments.
So that's our selection this month. Would you wear the EF kit, or is it just a little too bold? Would you ride an e-bike if the motor was quieter? Let us know your thoughts on this and more in the comments. If you're looking for more tech, then check out our entire Tech of the Month playlist. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and click on that little bell icon so you're updated every time we upload a new video.